Good morning from here at UTC Media. This is Behold Africa with your host Jude Klein and my co-host
Nafshao Brenda. Good morning, Africa. Bonjour, habari asubuhi to all those who understand. This is Behold Africa. As usual, we are here to bring you the latest updates all over the world, in Africa, and also those trending stories.
Now, I thank you, Brenda, for actually addressing our audience in several different languages. Not sure how many languages I know. How many do you know?
I think I need at least 3 or 4.
I think I know around the same number.
3 and which one?
Most of them are native ones anyways. I'm not sure if I know very many international ones. Bonjour, comment ça va? Which others?
You also know Lugisu, right?
Yes, kama huwa
Hasira.
masuzemutia veyo.
Yeah.
So many others. But away from languages and interaction, how is your morning?
It's a cold one, by the way. It has been cold by the since night
Yes.
up to now.
Mhm.
It has been very cold. I had to put on a jumper when I was coming, but I had to because it's cold in here, so it's cold, yeah.
Now, some our viewers today might be asking why is the host wearing a mask today. I apologize for wearing a mask, but I will try to be as audible as possible because, as you know, one of these days we're on the lookout for any symptoms of COVID, and today I woke up with a slight cough. And to keep my workmates safe and my co-hosts
I
safe,
don't know that I'll be safe after here.
I have decided to wear a mask at least for both of our sakes.
Okay.
So yes, but that is why I'm wearing a mask. I hope you all understand, but I will try to be as audible as possible. Yes.
Well, to all those who are still home, it's already working time.
Yes. I don't know if there is someone going to office at this time and still in bed.
No, there are those who are still there, also organizing themselves. There are those who start at 10, there are those who start at 9, it depends.
Now I envy people who start work at
But now
10.
if you're starting at 9 and you stay from far areas, because I understand you're staying in Teve.
Yes, I do.
But now you need to set off because jam is like jam.
Yes, most definitely. For me who
As
stays in
soon as
Entebbe,
at 6:30 there is already jam and you wonder.
exactly. For those using the highway, most definitely, if you're to get to Kampala in time, like let's say for me who has to get on set before 7, I have to leave Entebbe by latest 6, latest, and that is even that's when I'm even taking a risk.
But you use express.
We shall get into that later.
I had the changing yours.
Yeah.
So for all those who are using express, be ready to touch your wallets and your pockets, because yeah, it's worth it. The ride, you are not going to enjoy it freely.
Most definitely. But for those on the highway, the Entebbe highway, there is not much jam mostly in the mornings between 6, 7. But once it clocks 8 and up to around 11, there is a lot of traffic jam on that road.
No, but even
on
7,
Mondays.
you'd have gone those sides and have stayed there. But even at already 7, when you're moving, you already see jam.
Yeah, but this actually just makes us reprogram ourselves. When you wake up, how long you take to prepare, you know,
Especially if it's towards Chibuya
especially
there,
for the
though.
ladies, you tend to take a
No, they say if you're a lady and if you're moving with a lady, you have to give her like extra 2 hours to prepare herself.
so
That
means
is minus the showering and all, but the makeup and all that. No, but that's true.
So if we are to leave at 6, the lady has to wake up at 4.
If you're at 4, I would say.
Wow.
Which I even doubt she will do.
Do you wake up at 4?
I wake up at 4.
How long?
5:30.
How long do you take to prepare? You as
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
What do you be doing in those 2 hours? Because for me, I'll wake up, shower, freshen up, dress up, actually even have breakfast in 15 to 20 minutes maximum.
So
And-
unlike us ladies, we take time on preparing because it's not a matter of showering, and you need to also check what you use to shower.
Well,
You may even use it and you're like, no, I have to change this day, and even the clothes we use. So you may even wake up, you have already ironed your clothes, they're ready, but you're like, I don't
but
feel
is
like
it a
putting on.
gender thing or is it?
It's a gender thing, and
Oh, is it a
if
personal
a guy
thing?
does that, I'll even wonder if that's what
So-
makes us girls.
True, but I mean 2 hours
It's
is a
interesting.
long time. 2
Hey,
hours
it's
is a really
interesting.
long time. You know?
2 hours, it's fine.
It's a really long time. That is 60 minutes multiplied by 2. That is 120 minutes. 120 minutes of preparation.
Yeah,
That is ridiculous.
to you guys. Anyway, Jude, like as we have said, this is Behold Africa, as we told you. We bring you the latest news all over Africa, in Uganda specifically, and also along the whole Africa and also over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So before we continue, let me begin with the news in brief, the news headlines. In the news headlines, we have 5 confirmed dead in GI cargo plane crash from Sudan. Motorists to start paying 5,000 per trip for using expressway. University students flock at vaccination centers. Ethiopia has declared a nationwide state of emergency. The Squid cryptocurrency collapses. 12 people killed and 52 injured in a Halloween weekend event. In the sports, we have 5 illiterate women soccer team players go missing in the Ugandan panic areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, anyway, these are the news we're having and these are the headlines. This will take us into our news analysis where we talk about the news, what has been on board and all that. But before we continue, there is some interesting news, Jude, that I had. Just though we have not included, but as you know, we always bring, these are just some headlines, but we can always talk about it.
Most definitely.
When the NDA, the National Drug Authority here in Uganda, realized that there are those products on market, especially the coffee. I'm aware you're in love of coffee.
Big
So
time.
I'm worried.
Big time.
I'm worried like they found content of Viagra content in these coffee products. So allegedly, one of the client went and reported to the National Drug Authority and complained that after taking the coffee, he felt a lot of energy to.
Well, here is the thing. I'm not sure if it is Viagra, but I know for a fact coffee contains caffeine.
Yeah.
And caffeine knocks out. Like for example, me, I usually like to take my coffee early in the morning before I set off from home. And this is to kick up the sleep.
No, there is that genuine coffee. Yeah, there is that. But now for this, it's actually the company is called M Magic. The M Magic coffee products. Yeah, the National Drug Authority, they say when they trying to analyze, they found there is that content of extra Viagra that boosts the man's libido. It's added, and they say this is very dangerous. That it can even lead to your heart to burst.
Oh yeah, most definitely. See, I don't know in this sector.
So
I'm not the expert, but I'm not a scientific expert when it comes to this sector. But for example, for those of us who are below the age of 40, you're not advised to take anything that contains Viagra.
No, but I don't know that it contains Viagra. In my unconsciousness, I take it doing. I'm taking the normal coffee, just like you love coffee.
Most definitely.
So you never know. But they came on board and they say this is magic. They talk to them and they say they should revise their products, the content in it, and.
Most definitely.
But sorry for all of us who have been experiencing that, because they say it's not the first time. Though that one went to complain and the guy said he lacked who to help him.
Oh, that can be a serious issue. That can be a very serious issue. You are in the taxi enjoying your cup of coffee on your way to work, and
then you're powered down. You're powered down.
You're
wired.
It's called an instant boost.
Your car is so high.
It's called an instant boost.
There is no way to release it. What do you do next? If it was you, what do you do next?
Knock yourself out.
Anyway, we just continue with the other news of the sad story of the 5 people who died on the cargo plane that was moving from Sudan.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
Yes. Now, this plane was taking off from Juba at the international airport, and a few minutes later after takeoff, the plane exploded. Now, investigations are still ongoing on what exactly happened and what caused the plane to crash. But yes, 5 have been confirmed dead. And yes, 5 have been confirmed dead, and they are still trying to assess the damage and all that. You know, planes have this thing called the black box.
Yeah.
And they're trying to retrieve the black box and to find the root cause of what caused the plane to actually explode. But this is not the first instance that has not happened, especially in South Sudan. There have been other instances of planes crashing and the sorts. So I don't know if it's an aviation issue or.
But can they avoid it? Can't.
Well, accidents are not avoidable, you know. We take precautions, but you
But I
can't
thought they
guarantee.
do the inspection before the plane that land sets off and all
here
that.
is the thing. Now, me, I am not an expert on planes, but I can say I'm a relatively good expert in cars, right?
Okay.
Now, no matter how much you inspect your car, no matter how many times you take it for checkup, no matter how often you take your car for maintenance, no matter how often you change your tires, an accident is an accident. You will hit the road. You're doing even 60 kilometers per hour, which is not very fast for most of us. It's fast for some people, especially ladies, but it's not. That's not
You're a
very fast.
crazy rider.
That's
You're a crazy rider.
that's not very fast. And during that 60 km/h drive, per hour drive, your tire might explode, or you puncture using our roads here. You puncture, you hit a pothole, and you puncture, and you'll flip your car. So an accident is an accident, no matter how we prepare, no matter how much we prepare. If an accident is to happen, there is nothing you can do it. So it's just about taking extra precautions. Like for example, for cars, wear your seatbelt. I advise before you even ignite the engine, wear your seatbelt. Then ignite the car and cruise off. Most people do not like driving with seatbelts, especially here in Uganda. Taxi drivers. Not sure why.
No, they say it takes time. They forget.
Oh come on!
That's what
Like
they
it's a 1 second
Not
thing,
to
you
you,
know?
it's a 1 second thing, but now to them they're like.
No, but
And
I
actually,
try.
what they say, I'm just moving from here up to their office.
Yeah,
and
I try to understand. It's also not about just that the time taken. It's uncomfortable. You see, the seatbelt is somehow uncomfortable, and
But it's your life. It's a
yeah,
term,
I
it's
know.
your life.
Also, someone will say I'm wearing a white shirt. I haven't washed the seatbelt in a very long time.
When you're in a
Yeah.
dirty car, it's your fault. It's your
So,
fault. You.
Yes, those are some of the reasons onto why people here, especially in Uganda, do not wear seatbelt, because they say I'm just going here, but you never know what's going to happen between here and there. Someone might just come out of the blue, a random truck, you know. People lose control, cars lose control, and just like that, you have lost your life
Out of the blue.
out of the blue.
Anyway,
Oh,
speaking about driving and all that, yesterday we left here, you were telling me because we had aroma about the starting to pay for the express.
Yes,
Now
yes.
finally they nailed it out, and they said they're going to be starting to pay
yes.
5,000, and the charges. are
Not only 5,000.
Yeah, the charges are listed here accordingly.
Now, for vehicles, for you drivers, you know the classes of vehicles. Now, for class 1, which are motorcycles, that is below 400 cc,
See.
you're going to be paying 3,000 Ugandan shillings. But here is the funny thing. On the express, the only side of the express that I know that actually allows motorcycles to ride on it is from Munyonyo to Kajansi, but not Busega to Entebbe. So does this toll only apply from the motorists riding from Munyonyo to Kajansi, or they are going to open up?
I think they're opening up, because even before,
But that
still
would be very.
motorists were going against the law they were using, and
Yes.
though they had to block them along the way and all that, but you couldn't guarantee,
Yeah.
because you have also seen instances of crime happening there.
Yes.
You get,
But
remember
here-
the killings and all that.
here
So
is
I
the
believe
thing.
there are those who would break the law and go through
Yes.
the
I
express.
have spotted a few motorists on the express highway between Busega and Entebbe, but the road authorities have kind of tried to mitigate this. They have put on several patrols on these expresses. So if you're found, actually yesterday when I was heading to Entebbe, I witnessed one of the border guys being arrested by the police. He had just entered the express from
Yeah.
Mpala, heading to Busega end, and he had just entered and he landed on a police trooper, and they arrested him there and then.
Now the light vehicles with 2 axle will be paying 5,000.
Yes. Now, for those of you who are wondering, okay,
That's true.
what are light vehicles? So these are your vehicles, the saloon cars, your Toyota Coronas, your Alexes, your family cars, the Noahs. All of these are light cars, and you will be paying 5,000 Ugandan shillings, and that is class 2. And then there is class 3, which are light vehicles with 3 axles or more, medium good vehicles with 2 or 3 axles. These are vans, the transit vans, actually I think even the taxis lie in this very category. You will be paying 10,000 Ugandan shillings. I put emphasis on the 10,000 because the 10,000 is for one trip.
Yeah, it's for one trip.
When you pass the toll at Kajansi, the Kajansi toll plaza, you will pay 10,000 Ugandan shillings. That's to go to Entebbe or to go to Busega. Now, on your way from Entebbe back to Kampala, you will pay another 10,000 Ugandan shillings. That is 20,000 Ugandan shillings for a trip to and fro. That's my
this
fuel.
is for no, but the Minister of Works, Honorable Katuba, came on board and said this is easy for those who don't have that money. Please, there is the easy mean, the local one.
But
our old road.
Here is the controversy.
Yeah.
The purpose of the express was to reduce the jam on the old highway.
Yeah.
And the stress onto it. You know, it's an old road and has been going under, some little maintenance. And the building of the express, the construction of the express was to relieve some of that stress from it, and also to reduce the congestion of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, the vehicles on the road. But now, if the prices are this high, people are going to revert going back. Because someone will say, oh, 20,000 for to and from. That is my fuel from Entebbe to Kampala.
No, somebody will invest. Maybe if there's so much in a rush, I would say they will invest in. But also, Jude, we should remember the express highway, during the construction, it's on a loan.
Yes.
We have to pay back the loan that was.
Yes,
So,
most definitely we have
So
to pay.
because of this,
we have
I
to
said
pay the
they
loan.
said 5 years will
Yes.
pay.
Yes.
But my question is, even after the 5 years elapse, will I or they're going to increase the money? Is it going to be on the same course or it's going to be increasing? Because they may say, no, it's also another source of
Now
income.
we await to hear the full details of this. But the last class here is class 4,
Yeah.
which is large goods vehicles and large buses with 4 and 5 axles will pay 15,000. So these are trucks, cargo trucks, your canters, your they're called elves.
Yeah.
They will be paying 15,000. Then there are large good vehicles with 6 or more axles will be paying 18,000. So these are your Tata trucks, your MAN trucks, those gigantic trucks. If they're to use the express, they will be paying 18,000 Ugandan shillings, which is a really, really high price.
Anyway, they can continue to. Please, our viewers, continue watching Behold Africa, Youth Media, and all our social platforms. We have UTC Media on Facebook, UTC Media on YouTube,
Yes.
and also Youth Media on Twitter.
Twitter.
We are all on those platforms. You can
Yes.
get us there.
And
But-
you can follow up. You can follow up on this program. You can follow up on the questions and the topics that are ongoing here. And on the note of the express, my question is, how many of us are going to be paying this extra fee of 5,000, 10,000 to actually use the trip? Which is good because it brings revenue to us.
I can't guarantee. Somebody will say I won't pay it, but there is that urgency when you are in a rush and you have the option of
Yes,
the
most
express. You'll just say, let me just. I just forgive and I leave this 5,000 to go, and I go with it.
Most definitely.
Now, Jude, I'm holding New Vision. We are going to the newspapers. We're checking them out, and in our newspapers, I'm holding New Vision here. And New Vision is saying, Onek Nabanja clash deepens. We all know that this has been ongoing, where Hilary Onek, the Honorable Minister, is convicting the Honorable Nabanja for doing his work that he's supposed to be doing. But this sounds so bad, like when we are in the families, and when you have a brother and a sister, and they're given work and like, Mommy, this one did my work. Mommy, this one is supposed to.
But I'll be glad if someone was doing my work, Yeah, I know. I get. There's the sense of responsibility for your work, but in this day and era, if you find someone doing your work, you'll be like, oh, go on. Thank you very much.
No, but the credit all goes back to and it shows that you're not working as you. It portrays a bad picture. Now, even if you're doing those, there are some things you're doing, but because of what this one has portrayed out, like they're doing the overload, and they will believe they're doing the most work of yours.
Most definitely. That is very sure. Actually, in Daily Monitor, there's also, I think, the same story. Nabanja Onek set to meet today. I think this is to discuss who is doing what.
Among the bombings, I'm still in New Vision. Now, border riders are among the suspects on the ongoing bombing attacks. So if you're border rider, be aware anytime they can arrest you if you pass those territories of the pork joint. Public universities to teach for 1 month. Public universities to teach for 1 month, like I told you. This is New Vision. How does one avoid contracting HIV? I think this story was also put in yesterday's news.
Yes.
So they're bringing you news about it, the HIV. They also still bring you the story of Hilary Onek, the Honorable Minister, and their conflict between Nabanja. New Vision is displaying here a pic of the President Museveni surprising his Bazukulu. Judy Bazukulu also, so.
Yes, all of us are.
You should actually surprise with these gifts.
That's a long shot.
It should surprise you.
But anyways, here in Daily Monitor we have court ruling on sewers. Puts cases here on the spot. This is in regards to the sewer problem that is happening here in the Kampala Metropolitan. There is a Founding Nabanja Onek to meet today. Government sets tolls for using New Kampala Entebbe Highway. Now, for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about, you can buy yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor, and you'll find out details, the listings of the pricings for the toll fees here in the Daily Monitor.
New Vision is talking about the parliament, how they paid tribute to the first female MP in Uganda. We
covered this story 2 days ago.
Yeah. And also toll frees for Entebbe Express announced. Well, this is interesting.
Inside BSJ's 13-point plan once he takes power. Maige launches mass COVID vaccination drive. Judiciary stuck with over 26 billion shillings bail cash.
This is the story I was even telling you. For those who want to know more about this story, please go and get a copy of your New Vision. New Vision is saying NDA warns of coffee products laced for Viagra. That is a story for you. Please, for all coffee lovers, and even not coffee lovers, because we have also seen various products that involve this. They have the Viagra content in this. It goes back to the manufacturers. Please, don't give us what we have not asked for.
For sure.
I want to buy coffee. I want to buy coffee in Harmony. Maybe I'm going to work, but I'm charged. Honestly,
I wonder, does this work 2 ways on both genders?
Yeah, it can work on 2 ways.
It can work on both
Viagra.
Viagra is and you as a lady, what do you do when you have all this energy? It's a very good question.
Baby, you have to sort out yourself at the moment.
Before Vanessa Nakate, there was Nasali and Ndiakira.
Well, New Vision has a lot, but you can buy a copy of yours and you check it out. But Jude, I'm holding Bukede.
Oh, I always leave Bukede for you. You seem to outmatch me there.
Well, Bukede gamba waneno. Nabanja atabuse ne minister. Lori tubagambye Hilary Onek, Honorable Minister. Sente ozosasula okuyita ku Entebbe Express. Zetegekere nno. Naddala mmwe abagenda osasula $5,000. 15.
Mutwalo and 15K.
Ebya Pastor Yiga bikyukidde mutabani we. Twajjukira nti oli baamukwasa empeta. Bukedde erina amawulire nno mangi era ekyayongera okunnyonnyola ku emboozi egenda wakati wa Hilary Onek, Honorable Minister, ne Nabanja. Ekyoledde ekifaananyi kya Pastor Jengo kirina waneeno.
Here there are tips for taking care of your home, of your home's exterior. For those of you who want to know how to refurbish your home, putting up new paint and stuff like that, you can read here.
Kooti eyisizza ekiragiro ku paaka enkadde. Because we are all aware this is not yet open.
Yes.
So the court has passed us.
It has been being used as a vaccination center.
Which is good.
For
They
the
brought
past-
it down.
Since it was finished.
Ekibiina kya NOP kyanukudde president wa FDC. Eno bukedde nno ekyakuleeta era akuleetedde nga letugambye mutual bali bategeera oluzungu wano president ng'awa abazzukulu be ebirabo balumiriza omugagga okubassa ku bunkenke e Kayunga. New Vision erina amawulire mangi erina n'obupapula wano eno abasomesa naddala abaana ngeri gye bakyali waka kubanga tukimanyi.
Brenda, I have a question. Because here I'm looking in Daily Monitor, I'm looking at the crossword puzzles. Do you ever play these?
I do. I actually take time and they are very interesting.
My favorite is Sudoku.
It's Sudoku.
Sudoku. I always play this. I have never won anything, but they always say if you finish.
You just play for also your benefit, maybe.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's actually relaxing.
I'm a numbers guy, so Sudoku is something that I don't know. For those of you who are word guys, word ladies, there is word crossword puzzles here, but there's also Sudoku, which is a numbers puzzle. So for those of you who want to challenge your brain, buy yourself a copy of Daily Monitor, and you will most definitely get that challenge.
Well, this marks the end of our newspapers. If you want to see or you want to read more about this, please purchase a copy of this on the roads and get them. You want to read more about them, just don't miss out because they have interesting. But also you have to follow Youth's Media, because we always bring you this content. If you miss it out, we bring you the latest updates early in the morning, very early in the morning, even before you leave.
Because just like me, most people prefer watching than reading.
Because we don't only bring you what's into politics, but also the entertainment world and the sports world. So we cross all that.
Most definitely.
But in this now, as I told you, I said early in the morning, it was very cold. So we also, in this session, we're going to bring you the weather forecast. We have an interesting lady. She's called Sandra. She brings you how the weather is. It's going to be the expected weather if you to carry an umbrella.
For those of you
additionally, she sends her greetings to her friends. So if you're not watching, then I wonder where you'll see this.
Yes, most definitely. This is how we make friends, and this is how you become friends with us.
So
you
Madam
interact with
Sandra,
us.
Sandra, bannange enkuba ewamwe yatonye ewaffe oba
Waffe teyatonye. Tonneekwasa.
nkulese baaba.
So
Akazinjalo kako Sandra mukwano.
anti otandise kumbuza oba enkuba ewaffe yatonye.
Nanti mbuulira nanti ewaffe yatonye empewo omwana wattu yabadde nnyingi nnyo era oba obadde muwulu kyejjo kyayitiridde.
Ebirowoozo okedde n'obikuba ku motorist to start paying Entebbe Express. Aba banaasasula.
Otera ogendayo eyo Sandra?
Njagendayo neekubye Serefi.
Eno Sophie ojja kuba naye oyita boundary bajja kugamba osasule mukwano.
Naye nga balina kusasula ssente mmeka nkozi z'oyogeddeko?
Waliwo abagenda osasula 3,000, waliwo abagenda osasula 5,000, waliwo abagenda osasula 1,000 kwegamba. Kisinziira kiti kyo ky'otambuliramu na mmotoka yo gy'ovuga. Oba ovuga ky'amaanyi, oba ovuga yeyo kirasi yo.
Abitizi tuli ba 1,000.
Kale tutwaleko omugundi mu mbeera y'obudde.
Nga sinaba kutwala mu mbeera y'obudde gwe kennyini Madam Brenda. Nsaba obuulira abantu, what is weather?
Weather is the daily condition or the daily weather of the day.
Anyway, weather is the daily condition of a place at a given time.
Yeah.
It's Behold Africa. Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, Africa. It's 3rd of November, 2021. And I'm Namirim Sandra to bring you the weather forecast report. I remember, Behold Africa, we talk about different issues. So whoever missed the first session, don't forget to subscribe on all our social media platforms. It's Youths. Subscribe, follow, like and comment. Nga nkuleetedde embeera y'obudde, bangi bakyali waka, bangi bagenze dda ku mirimu, abalala beetegeka, abalala tebakirowooza nako, abalala bakola regulo, abalala essaawa zaabwe tezinnatuuka. So when we start from our central, that is Kampala, areas around Kampala, you know obeera awo omuntu n'omubuuza, obeera wa mbeera Kampala, you know, aina feeling gyafuna nga agambye abeera Kampala. She feels proud, she feels what. However, in Kampala, today it's mostly cloudy. Kampala ekyali cloud. I think abavudde ku makya bebazukusiza ku mirimu ku makya. That is Madam Brenda, Jude. Those mbadde temwagala kwejjako blanket. So we are like, anyway, Kamalega, but it has been so cold, and chances of rain are 30%, humidity is 93, and visibility is 9.7 kilometer. Currently, it is 18 degrees Celsius, and the high will be 24 degrees Celsius. Like I said, woba otonaba kuva waka, please carry your sweater, carry your jacket. And when I talk about weather, it comes about with fashion. Kubanga tosobola kumala gava waka ngoli mu sleeveless yo nga chances of rain are 30%. Please carry your sweater, carry your umbrella, oba just wetegeka. Akyali ku mulimu nga wagenze dda, I'm sure wasitudde sweater yo tewamaze gatambula, because if chances of rain are 30%, my dear, it's too cold. And sigenda kwerabira ewaffe gye banzaala Masaka, Kaliisizo, Masaka, Kaliisizo, Mtondo, Bizinya, all those areas around. It's currently 22 degrees Celsius and the high will be 24 degrees Celsius. Chances of rain in Masaka are 20%, so you're free to move with your sweater still because it's cloudy, and humidity is 82%, visibility is 16.1 kilometers. Please, friends in Masaka, relatives, by the way, so however, you have to move with your sweater just in case, because it's currently 22 degrees Celsius and the high will be 24 degrees Celsius. Like I said, never to move with your sweater, umbrella, abachetegeka. Ate Masaka, there is a lot of farming. Wow, kati bunobude mbambu kozesa. Of course, when it's raining, abamu basanyuka. Eyo side zeyo musanyuka kubetaka weriri mulima, like you're doing something in rain. So temufiirwa nnyo nga ffe abeena Kampala okuba weetonya sigenda sobola kutuuka bulungi ku mulimu, like obudde bw'olina okutuuka si bw'ogenda okutuuka. So I'm happy for you. Not forgetting Wakiso, lwe oluguudo lw'enkwata nansa na Wakiso, so I have to update you. Wakiso, the chances of rain are 30%, humidity is 92%, and visibility is 9.7 kilometer. However, currently it is 19 degrees Celsius and the high will be 25 degrees Celsius. It's mostly cloudy and chances of rain are 30%. Please, when I talk about weather, I have to bring it with fashion. Yenali Wakiso, I'm sure it's drizzling now, yeah? It's drizzling in Wakiso. Please put on your boots, if you have them, you put on your boots. You have a scarf, please put it on your neck, wrap it around your neck. Umbrella, you can carry it just in case. Oyambala ka sweater ko, that is for ladies, and for gents, you put on your trowel, jean, kuma bulungi bugum, you know. Before you're leaving home, put on your trowel, otekeko na ka sweater ka kali gentle, then your smart shoes. And never, this weather, etukubiriza nnyo okwambala closed shoes. Wayambala closed shoes zomo, this weather you're not feeling so cold. Omanyi ebigele bisanyalalanga, like oyambade open, for instance, ebigele ne bikwata, like nagatambula oba tolina. Ate ejjukira coldness etandikira mu bigere awo neyambuka, so agakola ogenda beera togayina. Never to put on your closed shoes, your trowel, your simple sweater, because chances of rain are 30% and humidity is 92%. Remember nagamba humidity lwe lufu oluba lukutte waggulu, like waffe tuluyita lufu, you know. So elukwata waggulu abantu abamu bataminga omusana gugenda kwaka, enkuba egenda kutonya nyingi. So according to our humidity, the chances of rain are 30%. Behold, Africa, it does not only stop in Uganda, it goes outside cities around Africa. And today, my first city is Manchester. Manchester, I don't know how you performed yesterday. I'm sorry, I think it was a draw. if I'm not mistaken. I'm not much into sports, but I was forced to look for Manchester City. Baade batandise okukaaba ne status bitandise okuluma. So they were on pressure yesterday. I decided to start with them today. It's currently 6 degrees Celsius and the high will be 9 degrees Celsius. In Manchester, chances of rain are at 20% and humidity is 97%. Visibility is 6.4 kilometers. Manchester, Mongele Muamman, Aman, you are almost disappointing us. I think the chances of rain you're having only 20%. So you have to work hard. According to my comments in my sessions, Mubade Musaba Zino cities. That's why in Tanzania, Manchester, and currently I'm on Liverpool, and it's partly cloudy. Liverpool, it's partly cloudy, and currently it is 7 degrees Celsius, and the high will be 9 degrees Celsius. In Liverpool, the chances of rain are 10%. You can wear your sleeveless. You can, for ladies, you can wear your jumpsuit, early armless. You know, you're free to walk because humidity is 92% and visibility is 12.9 kilometers. You can put on something simple, something easy. You can put on your open shoes. Actually, in Liverpool, you can come up with your open shoes. You can come up with your sleeveless. You can come up with your shirt. You can come up with your vest. They are nice vests. It's not just for input. You can come up with your vest. It's so good. London, I'll go to London. It's mostly clear. Chances of rain are 10%. Humidity is 85%. It feels like for the high will be 10 degrees Celsius. London, still you can do whatever you want. Yambaleka izeko or yambale kaskiniko, the short skirt, a chinu. So those people in London are ready to dress up like that. I'll go back to our main city, that is Kampala. I've seen, to my recognitions, Enkuba Webetonia, when you're expecting rain, few people are using motorcycles. Of course, and when it's not raining, like for now, for instance, it has not started yet, but it's cold. GMP say now, people are not judged but putting on sweaters. That means it's too cold. Of course, border, you know, you can't hold that. That's why your border only you feel it, you just recognize your border. So, for now, GMP say now, most people are using taxis because obelo ulira ko kabugum. Enkuba yali kusanze ko ku border. So, some few people are using motorcycle. Abatininyo, actually GMP say batininyo, that is Wachiso, Lord. Engeri ne jamu jakwata obelo yagala otule mu taxi pewele mbekugwelako. So people in that side, Kampala and areas around Kampala, please endeavor to move with your sweater. When we come to fashion, you put on your sweater, you put on your trowel, you put on your boots. I'm not saying gumboots kubanga togenda munimiro. You can put on your gumboots, fashion gumboots, fashion boots. Jeziringa buwanvu bugenda kukwata bulungi bukavering oleme kuwulira mpewo esukiride. Remember, weather is the daily condition of the place at a given time, and temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. So whenever I talk about Celsius, I'm talking about the degree of hotness or coldness. It can also be the movement of atoms. That's when we are talking about substance. But then, this time around, we are talking about the hotness and coldness. It has been your weather forecast report. Never to move with your sweater in the central. Let's go back to the main studio. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sandra, for that news headlines on the weather. Well, I heard you were talking about Manchester. I don't know whether because this time they did better. I don't think whether you would have talked to them when they were given 5. But it's interesting that you bring this news to the people and how to dress up for every weather occasion. They shouldn't worry about it because we have them sorted Thank you, Sandra, and hope they will be locked in to see you next time when you bring them the weather updates and also how to dress accordingly. Because sometimes you dress when you don't know how the weather is going to be, but if you advise wisely, then you're sorted.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, let us go into our trending stories. The session begins with the trending stories. We bring you what is hottest on the social media platforms. I still am with Sandra. Do you know Oluo Jacobs?
Yeah, I know him. He's my crush actually.
He's your crush. Well, I don't know that the wife will be happy if anyway. I believe if your partner is in the limelight, you expect all those.
That's
Well, your crush was reported to be dead.
Two?
To be dead.
Oh,
No, rumors are.
These are
just rumors.
rumors.
So I don't know that. Don't worry. You don't need to faint on the scene. He's
You
still
almost killed me.
he's still alive and cooking, but rumors were happening on social media that he has passed away, he's dead, and all that. But Nigeria came on and reported that he's still alive and kicking, though he's still in the sick state. But it's not the first time that they're reporting this. Actually, they've posted death on him various times. But I don't think...
Not him alone.
Not him alone. Which I'm saying that, is it wise to report somebody dead even before they are died? For example, here our president, unajukira president waffe. Bamulopa konti afudde, babamubikako. Yeah? Nti afudde, and they reported him like our president is dead.
People just
And
too much.
where you pass the village, I used to, because we have people in the villages, right? They used to call, because sometimes they don't have the televisions and all that, but they used to report that, dead, Dada Chitufu, is he dead or what? We are like, no, that person is here and he's still alive. So I don't believe it's wise to report somebody who is dead, however much they are sick.
It's not funny.
It's
It's
not.
not nice. It's humiliating.
Yeah,
Like, but now here about
Oluo Jacobs.
Yeah, he, for some of you who might be wondering, he's a famous Nigerian actor. For some of us who enjoy
Nollywood.
Nigerian
Which one do you
movies.
enjoy most? Have you watched a live?
I'm not very good with memorizing the titles, but
Have you
all I
watched
know,
Mr. Ibu?
I think I have.
Have you watched Aki and Popo?
Oh yes, most definitely. Now, if you have not watched Aki and Popo, then there is a problem.
Yeah.
At least this is one of those. This is one of those movies. One of those actors that just grab your attention.
Yeah.
Now-
the first time they reported him, I was so curious. Again, then I see this and I'm like, I had to confirm.
Yes. So it was just a rumor. This rumor started all the way from October, about around 5th of October,
Yeah.
where they're reporting that Olu had passed on. But his wife came out and had an exclusive interview with a news issuing company called Punch.
Yeah.
And when they asked her if the husband was dead, she said, "Don't mind them, they are just talking rubbish. Don't disturb your head. He is in the living room right now about to have Eba
Aye.
and Ogabano." Yeah. Now these names here, I don't know what food
Ofu.
this is.
I know they have Ofu.
I know Fufu for sure is like posho here, but it's not really posho.
It's not really pushing.
It's for us here we use corn, maize as
Yeah, we
for
use
posho,
corn,
but
yeah.
for them they use wheat for fufu.
What
So-
of Gali?
Now I'll have to Google that and find out what those are. These international dishes.
Gali.
Yeah, but hey, Brenda, you seem to be very acquainted with this.
No, because I watched this. I'm a Nigerian fan. I'm Nollywood fan. I watch them, and especially the past. You know, in the past we are not so much embracing these European movies, and we are more focused on the Nigerian
most
thing.
definitely.
And especially
When-
here, Uganda, Nigerian had gone our market.
Yes.
Not even in music and-
It's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing, but I would say at least it has shifted. We also have our
We're consuming
Ugandan.
our own.
Yeah, we have our
products,
Ugandan
yes.
products that are on board, and they're very quality. We have them in Uganda. That we are also doing series, and they're also on various TV stations, which are good at good quality.
Yes.
We have the Sanyu,
Yeah.
which is running on DSTV.
Yes,
It's also a good quality. You shouldn't miss. So I believe we appreciate all these talents, and we appreciate all the African current countries that have brought good stuff for us, which is good.
But for people out there who be rumoring others, they do not. It's I don't know.
No.
Yes, someone might be in critical state, but as long as they still have some bit of breath in them, they are still alive.
But why do they do so?
I think it's just to
Just-
grab attention.
Attention.
I want to say attention seekers.
Do you know that most, I would say, people whom they tell that they're dead, they even live longer.
Yeah. Well,
They live longer, they don't die
You know
there.
that proverb, what the more people wish bad on me, the more good I get. It's plain science.
Yeah, it's plain
if
science.
if you have more enemies, not sure how that one links. If you have more enemies, you live longer. That one has some loopholes, because someone said if you have more enemies, then they'll be going against each other, because
Yeah.
all of them want to get back at you.
They
and in
fight
the process-
themselves
yeah.
and you're standing on top.
And in the process, you get to live longer.
I prefer to also want that.
Yeah, I know, right?
But believe that it's good to know that he's still alive,
Yes.
because we all have seen him in various movies, although Jacobs, and
Mhm.
he's good. He's a good actor. I believe. We hope so. He stays longer, and we
Yeah.
pray he stays longer, because we don't
And
want to
for
miss
his
him.
recovery.
Yeah, and his recovery.
Because I still want to see a few more movies of his. I enjoy Nigerian movies.
You should also play movies if you enjoy that much. But in other trending story, we have a new song from Palazzo. Palazzo is our Ugandan artist.
Yes.
He has this hitting song that is running all over. You should also check it out.
Mhm.
What is it called, Jude?
It's called the Barekabo.
Balekao.
I'm not sure if that is how it's pronounced, but yes, Barekabo.
But it's still for all those who are into love. You're a lover. You're a good lover. Please.
Now,
This is a
the video, we would have loved to bring to you the video of this song, but it's not yet out. But as soon as it's out, be sure to stay tuned, because you'll be enjoying it. Now, this song has been trending has been trending on different platforms.
But you know, a good song, even you just hear its audio and it
The
picks
beats,
up your
yeah,
ears.
your interest. And
Yeah, just
yeah,
interested.
it has the dancing vibe. And for you people out there who are in love, this is most definitely a song for you to listen to. The audio is out, you can download and
Yeah, you can
listen
download
to
the
it.
audio.
And the video will be out very soon. So keep yourself locked on for more to come. Now, Brenda, tell me about this Squid Game cryptocurrency.
Well, the Squid Game cryptocurrency. Last time we gave you a story, our scenario.
Mhm.
We talked about like the ongoing series that was ongoing, the Squid Game,
Mhm.
and also there is that version of the cryptocurrency that was introduced.
Mhm.
That while instead of maybe cash, now they are supposed to be using cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were excited to announce that last week, but now it has collapsed.
So it is said the cryptocurrency, the Squid cryptocurrency, went up from $0 to $600 within a day, which is a good amount of money. And then within a week, it had gone up to almost approximately 4M. That is $4 million, which is also a lot of money.
A lot.
And from roughly $4 million, it went down to 0 again. And many people have lost their money into this, but the company has vanished off the grid, and the money is nowhere to be traced, which is very saddening.
Huh.
I can imagine.
Now you worry about the investors,
Mhm.
because you invest in a lot. We all invest because we expect to earn back.
Yeah.
But if you invest in and you lose, it's a kneel down. It's hard for you to come back on board. But that is the world of business.
That is very true. Yes, in the world of business, we have losses, we have profits. But then, when you're investing something, you see potential in it. You see the good in it. In the long run, you'll be like, oh, this could actually generate some good revenue for me. This could actually generate some really, really good money for me. But then, in the process of you investing, you lose all your money. Yet, you have not even gained back the one that you invested. That is very sad. Now, for some of you might be wondering, okay, what are they talking about? What's cryptocurrency? For us here in Uganda, we use hard cash money,
Yeah.
but cryptocurrency is also trying to enter the market.
Mm.
Now, cryptocurrency is virtual money. You can't touch it, but it's a currency. You can use it to buy things, merchants, and so on, without having to convert it into your currency. So, take an example here in Uganda, we have mobile money. It's not cryptocurrency. It's just a means of transferring money from one point to another. So you can call it a mobile bank.
It's
But
not a mobile bank. A bank is the media, but it's the cash. It's the cash itself. You know, we have shillings, we have dollars, we have all that. Now it's also a currency itself,
Yeah.
but non-touchable, non-tangible.
Yes.
It just runs through those medias where you ask for me money, I send you maybe one crypto, yeah, and you receive it.
Yeah.
But I would say it gives us myths and questions with cryptocurrency, because even us in our country, I had a story where in the up country there, people were reporting that there were fraud about the cryptocurrency, and they came to the government. Actually, they said the government should pay them. They gathered themselves. They say this company frauded us, so at least the government should refund our money and pay us.
You know, it's very weird when you talk about fraud and the sorts. Now, for you to actually get involved in fraud, you pay attention to whoever is involved. You know, here in Uganda, actually, there are so many times that I have tried to be, you know.
You have tried to be what? Frauded?
Yeah. Someone calls up and is like, "Hey, good morning." Now this one is it's a very, very common trick. They'll be like, "Hello, good morning," speaking very good English. "Good morning, I'm calling from Airtel Uganda,
Airtel Uganda,
and you have won yourself this. Now what we want you to do is press these numbers into your phone, and you'll get and
before you know it, you're putting
by
in
the
your
time
PIN.
you start pressing those codes, trust me, whatever money you have on your mobile money is gone."
I think I've fallen into that trap once. That was once, some time back. But from that day, I learned my lesson.
There is also another one of you receive a message and it tells you,
I was going
hello,
to tell you that.
hello, you have received this. No, you have received this amount. Then almost immediately they call you, be like, "Hello, so this amount came onto your phone, but I sent to you by mistake. Could you send it back to
But
me?"
do I receive it through a message? It's supposed to be coming from the service provider themselves.
That is very
Now
weird.
you are still on that, but also have these incidences where somebody will send you a message. They say, "Please don't send that money on that number. Send it on this number."
Now I have actually fallen victim on that. This is because a friend of mine, we hadn't linked up in a long time, and then one evening I was actually heading to play some basketball, and one evening I received a text message. "Hello, so I have been involved in a motor accident and I'm at the hospital."
Were they using the number of the
Yes, the very number.
Mm.
Now I was involved in a motor accident and I am in the hospital. The doctor is demanding me about 120,000, but I don't have that money. I have tried calling my parents, this and that.
Yeah.
Could you send me some money, whichever amount you have? I would appreciate.
You
But don't
hope-
send it. Here is the thing. Then it goes like, "But don't send it to this number here. There are charges and what. So just send it direct to the doctor's number. Here is the number." It was very convincing. So I had about 50K on me,
You sent it there.
and I'm like, "Oh, this is a friend of mine. I definitely know the person."
You wired it.
I wired it there, and then because it was an emergency. Now, a few minutes after I had wired it, another friend of mine calls, a mutual friend calls me and goes like, "Hello, Jude. So if you receive this message, don't do anything with it. That guy's phone was
But
stolen."
it was already you're already in the trap.
I was like, "What?"
The 50K was it had gone.
The money did not hurt me.
Yeah.
The money did not hurt me, but the other person's phone is that hurt me most. The money that I had sent was okay. That's the way these people make their money.
No, but what you're saying is not you to our viewers.
Yeah,
I
that is
believe
true.
everybody has faced such a scenario where you're frauded. But now what I was talking about, for your case, yeah, it has happened to various, especially for those who lose phones.
The thieves have gotten some.
Yeah, they
serious
get your
techniques.
phone and they use it to send it to the. They go into your contacts. They send the message, "Please, I'm in this trap. Please send me money."
And since
all
you know
that.
it's the number, you know the number
Yeah.
it is sent.
But
You know
now,
the person.
for
You
this
don't
particular
hesitate.
incident that I even mentioned is a number you even don't have in your day list. It sends you like you don't know the person, and it say, "Please send me the money on this number." It will bring the names of this, and it's a lady you have never even heard of it. The person who is sending you the message, you don't know it.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, "Who did I promise money that I didn't send?" So if in case you are sending money to somebody and you delayed, you're like, "Oh, maybe he's right." So before you confirm or before you send the money, please always confirm. Take extra precautions, you confirm. And we are sharing all these experiences so that you could learn. If in case you have never fallen into the trap, please learn from these mistakes,
Yes.
because they are happening. And if it's not that we are saying cryptocurrencies are bad. We have seen incidents as well. People are duped.
Very
People are
many.
duped. So
Very
it's
many
not a new
instances.
scenario that even in the Squid Game people picked it up and they invested and it went down.
And now
But there
their
are those
money- their
there are
money
those
is in the air.
instances where they earn from it. So it's a win game. You
Yes.
never know.
One way for who? Win-win situation for who?
For both who are dealing in it
But-
and those who are the investors and all.
Even they have lost it, so I don't think it's a win for them. I mean, most definitely it's a win for whoever was involved in this.
But it's
Fraud?
I just feel sorry for the investors.
Mm.
But as I can tell you, this is business, world of business. There are always risks you involve in yourself. You should always be very critical. And even you're critical, anything can happen and you mess up, the money goes.
That is very true.
Well,
That is
our
very
viewers,
true.
please don't be left out. Always share your views on these topics we're discussing. And it's good to message us and say, yeah, we are also watching and all that, because we are bringing this to you.
I want to ask the audience a question. Dear viewers, have you been frauded before? And what techniques did they use to actually fraud you? What techniques did these guys use to get your money? Yeah, there are very many different techniques out there, so
Not
I would
even-
like to get your
Don't
views.
even limit yourself. Somebody can say I was defrauded by my girlfriend, I was detooth. Because even detoothing is...
Now, when you talk about that one is a story. We shall go into it later, but for now, it's a very long
Anyway,
one.
let us go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we are bringing you the foreign exchange. Be on tune and share the link for others to also follow. It's Youth Media, Behold Africa.
By names of Gita William, engeri gye tuli mu COVID, like tetusobola ku accessing amasomero, ade like bataddewo ekitongole website yaffe eya UTC Media, batukubiriza abazadde basindika like abaana baabwe basobola tufollowinga ku platform zaffe nga like Twitter, Facebook, IG, developing minds zaabwe various technical activities such as abaana basobola oyiga website designing, graphic designing n'ebirala nga tebagenze kusomero naye nga baliyigidde waka. So tukubiriza abazadde bagulire abaana baabwe data bagezeeko okukola ki okusubscribinga n'okufollowinga UTC Media bajja laba nga abaana bafuna ekingi
My name is Navda Dewar, a student at Nico campus. My future dream is to become a lawyer, but due to this pandemic, schools are closed. But Senjera, Skayaya, Sizunga, Belasiyage, nengenda ku UTC Media, kuliko program ezenjalo ziyamba abavubuka oku brainstorming obwongo bwabwe bayigirako ebintu byenjawulo. N'olwekyo namba abazadde bonna eyo gye bali bagule abaana baabwe smartphones ne data basobola okukozesa UTC Media. Osobola gisanga ku Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Amazina gange mwenda Kamsule Diana. Mbire nisoma senior 3 then kwizire COVID-19 wasitopingamu kwonka baletaho omusomo gw'okwegira aha simu kugwizire nafunaho ekitongole nakita UTC Media kiine ebikwegise kale ekyo ekitongole kyegise eminyeeto kiine engyeri ekikukwegisamu kiiwe nk'omuntu then waheza nofunamu ekiwabe noyenda kukora mbwenu kanye oyine ekirooto ky'okuba omunamahurire then kanye then twasitokire okwega baza kukifunamu okwo nabo nibaasa kunyongerayo kufunako ekirooto kyangye then nimpabura abazaire biitu okutogorera amasimu ga smartphone then nyo kanye Diana kuri mbe ntine smartphone mbenda kuza kufuna ekyo ekitongole then kumperize nimpabula abazaire okugurira abaana data smartphone then kweyongerayo ha biroto byabo then naye ebyo nibyo nambinira
Short break as usual. I'm by names of Nav Kenya Mariam to give you the updates about the forex currency. Ekisinga okwewuunyisa tubadde tumanyi nti dola egenda beera yeeyongerako naye kitumaze enviiri ku mutwe nti ekyali wansi nnyo nadde balinginako mawulire n'amawulire amalungi nti eba yeeyongeddeko naye ekyali wansi dola beera ku 3.5 kitegeeza ki nti ekyali wansi nnyo twakimanyira ku 3.6 3.5 okusinziira ku ffe abakola ssente nammwe abakola ssente abali eyo ziba ssente entono nnyo tosobola kugamba nti obeera ovudde wa mu nsi eyo yonna gy'okoze n'okomawo nga dola ku 3.5 kinene nnyo erina bbeera nga 3.7 kitono nnyo 3.6 kaakati okusinziira ku katale ka forex exchange rates okusinziira ku katale ka forex exchange kalaga nti tukyali wansi nnyo era dola webanga ekyali wansi nnyo kitegeeza n'ezindi endala ziri wansi nnyo so okusinziira ku Centenary Bank oba ku gundi endala oba kapitale konna ak'eggwanga Uganda, it is showing us that US dollars eri ku 3.5 eri ku 3,549 mu Luganda eri ku 3.49 wetugenda ku bwe bagitunda oba ffe tugenda ogigula etulaga nti eri ku 3.67 oba mu luzungu eri ku 3,667 wetugenda ku British Pound eri ku 4.48 wetugenda ku British Pound elaga nti eri ku 4.48 oba 4,844 Ugandan shillings. Ate tugenda nti bwe bagitunda oba gwe ogenda okugigula eraga nti eri ku 5.75 oba 5,075 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku Euro etulaga nti eri ku 4,17 mu luzungu oba giyite 4,117. Wetugenda nti ku bwe bagitunda oba gwe engeri ogenda okubeera ng'ogigula eri ku 4,296 oba 4,296. Wetugenda ku neighboring country yaffe oba giyite Kenya eraga nti eri ku 31.96 Ugandan shillings. Ate wetugenda nti bwe engeri bagitunda oba gwe ogenda okugigula eraga nti eri ku 34.15 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku South African Reals eri ku 229.37 Ugandan shillings oba eri ku oba gwe ogenda okugigula obbo okugikutunza eri ku 266.34 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku Chinese yuan oba ku nsi ya China sente zekozesa eri ku 554.57 Ugandan shillings oba gwe ogenda okubeera nga ogigula oba bo okugikutunza bagenda bagikuseera ng'era bagenda bagiguza ku 701.98 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku Rwanda France eri ku 3.49 Ugandan shillings oba gwe ogenda okugigula oba ogikutunza bagenda beera bagikutunza ku 5.21 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku Tanzania eri ku 1.28 Ugandan shillings gwe ogenda okugigula oba ogikutunza bagenda bagikutunza ku 1.89 Ugandan shillings. Wetugenda ku emitala w'amayanja oba ku bagundi bannaffe abatera okugenda mu nsi lwakuba kyeyo mu Gulf countries omugenda mu nsi nga Dubai oba giyite UAE yonna like Dubai, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi, bonna bali Deira abakozesa UAE dirhams ssaawa zino bulijjo etera kubeera ku 1,000 bulijjo etera kubeera ku 980 Ugandan shillings but olwokuba dola eri wansi nnyo so ogenda okubeera ku exchange rate nga tuvungisa bagituweera ku 850 Ugandan shillings. Ate bo bo kugitunza oba gogenda okugigula eri ku 1000 Ugandan shillings. Otugenda ke Saudi abakola mu nsi ezo eza Saudi zonna muba like ezensi zaffe zabakuba kyeyo saawa zino gundi emu bulijjo ebeera ku 1,000, but right now because of the dollar real emu one real for Saudi batulaga nti eri ku 850, eringa ya Dubai batulaga eri ku 850. Ate we kigenda nti gwe genda ogigule waba bagikutunze bagenda gikutunza ku 1000 oba 10,000. Tugendako mu Oman, aba Oman, Muscat of Oman bakozesa Oman Real. Saawa zino batulaga nti Oman Real bulijjo 1 ebeera ku 1,000, but because of the dollar woba oli mu exchanging bagenda kubeera bagikuwera ku 8,500. Ate okituuka nti bo bagenda bagikuguza oba gobbeera ng'ogenda okugigula ogenda beera ogigula 1,000 ogwa Ugandan shillings. Lwakuba ekyewuunyisa nti webanga dola eri waggulu eri wansi nnyo, ffe Mukama kye yatuyambyeko nti ebyobulime byo ate nabyo yabisizza. So woba ogenda mu gundi ng'ogeze mu dduuka oba mu katale okugula amatooke 12 bagakuwera ku 1,000, oba wogenda ku obutungulu saawa zino balwakuba omusana enkuba nnyingi tebaseera bintu Mukama kye yatuyambye. Wadde nti dola bagiseera naye ebyobulime akyatukwatiddeko. Obutungulu obunene bwe baali batunda nti akatungulu akatini kamu ka 10, saawa zino ogenda n'ofuna obutungulu 5, obutungulu 4 ku nusu 10. Manyi kitegeeza. Wetugendako ku tomatoes oba ennyaanya, the red tomatoes, saawa zino bulijjo akanyanya kamu akatini, ennyaanya ennene baali bagituweera ku 3 ku 5. But right now ekyewuunyisa Mukama kyatuyambyeko nti ennyaanya emu bw'eti ennene bagitunda nusu 10. Kitegeeza nti Mukama kyatukwatiddeko wadde dola zaabwe bakyaziseera. So osobola okugenda mu dduuka n'ogula ennyaanya 2 ku nusu 10. Kyekyo kyewuunza oba ennyaanya 15 ku nusu 10. Wetugendako ku sukaali nga omanyi nti sukaali fe abamwekolera era kilo emu eri ku 3.8, 3.5. And for today, that's all I have for you. I'm going to be taking you back to the main studio with Brenda to take you back with the news analyst, with the big trades. And you're not supposed to miss cause while we're going to be Mtaina Kusua. But please don't forget to subscribe on Youth Media. Don't forget to ring that bell after subscribing. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Please and please. So let me take you to the main studio for Brenda and Jude to take you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariam, for those updates on the forex exchanges and the market prices. Thank you very much. Now, from what I have decoded from Mariam's, in using my little business knowledge that I have, if you have $100 when you're exchanging it to Ugandan shillings, you're going to get about 353,300. Am I right, Mariam?
Yeah, you are.
Yes, and
it's too little right now, Pana.
yes,
Inshallah, bijakugwa.
Indeed, it has really gone down. That I totally agree. But on the bright side, yeah, if you have your 353,300, those are enough tomatoes. They can last you for about 3 months. But indeed, but away from the world of business, we get back to Behold Africa, and we are going to bring you the top world stories. And the one that I have for you right now is a Chinese school that closed down because of a COVID case on the staff. Brenda, what do you take of this?
Well, I would say it's so sudden that the children had to open, then they realized also another case.
Yes.
However much, okay, they put the prayer precautions on how to go about this, but it's unavoidable because we all know that we are living, still COVID is still within us.
Yes.
Though it's not with a high hike like before, but cases are still there because I'll read you the story where in USA, is it USA? Cases increased. So I would believe the only way to go about is everybody to be very curious Don't just exaggerate and you feel like COVID has gone away. Please take precautions, especially the parents, because you move a lot. Because if it's the kid will just go straight to school.
Most
And
definitely.
the children will keep there.
Most
But not
definitely.
as a parent, especially parents, because we all know we work. Leave alone those who are full time in office, but there are those who are off on the move, on the go, to find various works to do. So in that period, if you're not keeping the COVID-19 SOPs,
then
then
most definitely we're in trouble.
you'll never avoid this.
But here is the beautiful part. This was just one case that was not even the child, but it was a staff member. Now, the full story goes like dozens of students were held inside a Chinese primary school for hours after it was locked down because a staff member tested positive of COVID-19. It goes on and says that now this is a report that was given by BBC, and it goes on and says a large group of parents gathered outside the school anxiously waiting for news which did not come until almost midnight. Now, of course, by midnight, all of us know all schools have closed and children are back home. Yeah. Now, the children were tested and reported and repeatedly told to wait in the school overnight until the results came out. Now, these precautions they're very, very interesting. I don't know if we're doing them here in Uganda, but I remember an instance in Entebbe. There is a school called Pearl of Africa. It's an international school. This was, I think,
The Pearl of Africa. Pearl of Africa, just
Pearl of Africa International School, where they got one COVID case
yeah.
and they closed down the entire school. I was like, bravo. Now, this means you do not want the infection to spread. Because from one case,
Yeah.
I'm sure they started with 1-2 cases.
Yeah.
And now we are on millions of deaths.
Even talking about that, I believe it was ready to close down. Unlike, before this lockdown, the one the president put us down,
Yeah.
before the lockdown, we went into a lockdown where the children were, like the school-going children were taken back, the schools were closed.
Yes.
But when the children went back home, parents reported that, yeah, they came back, but most of them their children had COVID. And the parents, all the teachers were not reporting this. So they went, because we even lost a child during that stage.
Yes.
There is a girl child we lost because of COVID. So I believe taking action there and then is very critical. And because the longer it takes, the more complications it result in.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these are some of the precautions that we should take, because indeed, when they ran tests on the remaining students, the remaining pupils in the school, it was found out that some of them had the symptoms of COVID, so they had to be quarantined. So the parents who were outside were simply told, you know what, go back home, prepare some clothes and some, beddings and stuff for these children because they're not going anywhere. They're going to be quarantined.
They quarantined them until the 14 days are over, maybe.
Most likely.
And
But
they
I'm
will check.
like,
They will check each and every child, I believe.
these precautions are
which is very good.
And this shows how serious COVID is and how serious countries are against the spread of COVID-19, where they will quarantine. It is said the children, the ages of these children are between 7 and 12. So these are really young kids,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really young. None of them is actually a teenager because it's a primary school.
Yeah.
But still, the school took all these precautions, and I'm sure it's for the best of the children. It's in the best interest of the children and the best interest of the schools to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's all just keep safe. Yeah. When you get symptoms of,
Just like
COVID.
the president said,
mm,
COVID does not move alone. You can never say that I stay here and it doesn't move.
Most
But
definitely.
because we have to move, because business has to go on, or the only thing we have to do is take precautions of everything you do. Sanitize, worry about where you touch,
Wear your mask.
wash your hands and all that. That's the only way we can avoid this. Even vaccinations, they're telling you to go for vaccine. Please just go for it. You shouldn't. I remember yesterday I was saying why would also children be vaccinated, and I believe it's also right now. What do you think?
we shall.
You're still doubting.
I'm still doubting.
Anyway, we go also in another sad story in the world where 12 people were killed and 50 injured in the Halloween weekend mass. Remember yesterday, we brought you a story about Halloween, and we told you the background of it, what norms are to be taken, the dress code, and we gave you a live example of our celebrities like the Justin Bieber, how they dressed for that day. The Halloween happened on Sunday, 31st.
31st.
Now, the police report came on and said there were 12 people who died and 52 were injured during the incidents, resulting from the shootings all over that happened.
So I mean, yeah, with every crowd that where crowds gather,
Expect anything.
there is always a cause for alarm. Yeah, there's always a call for alarm, because most definitely, whether it's a gathering of 50, whether it's a gathering of 100, 1,000, as long as commotion breaks out, there is always going to be chaos. Now, the cause of the deaths have not yet been disclosed, but the reports are still coming in.
Yeah, the reports are, but for one, remember these are just collections of the whole report, what transpired all during that live event, the Halloween event. So they grasped all those who lost their lives and those who were injured. And one of the scenario that was reported by the police, they said one incident happened at a house party. The house parties, for all those who love house parties, it happened at a house party where there was a gunshot and one person died during that incident on the
And
house.
this usually happens. You go to a house party, people get high and they lose their cool. Yeah,
That usually happens.
it usually happens. This
It
can
usually
be
happens.
you guys out there can bear witness on this. You go clubbing. When you get there, of course, at the beginning we are all sober, right?
Yeah, you begin.
2 hours
But
into
there are those who begin when they're not even sober. They come
Now,
when they're not sober.
how did you get there?
Because
Because most of us, you
they are
have to
drugged by
drive
their
to,
friends, they
you have to
drive
drive
them
to
to
the
the
club.
there are those who drive them there. Do you know
Uber.
that people who, we have ceremonies here or occasions that begin when even before the ceremony begins,
Someone is
there are
already
those who are already struggling and they are drunk, and you wonder like, wow, what happened
But
to
yeah,
this one?
that is true. There are some of us who just can't seem to stay sober.
Yeah.
But either way, once you lose that control, once you're not in control of your actions, most definitely things can go south very, very fast.
Especially, you should just always be critical in the environment you're living in. For those, we have house parties that usually happen here for the youth who invite themselves. You go to a place you don't know. Maybe a friend invited you, but even that friend that invited you, you're going somewhere, that's where the occasion is going to happen.
That
You
is
don't
it.
know the place you're going to do. You don't know the people you're going to find there. Anything can happen. Now, because at such occasions, you have seen girls who are drugged. They're drugged and they're
And
raped.
rest, yes.
So in case I would say,
I have a story that I would like to share.
yeah, you can.
Now, this is in relation to going to places that you do not know with people that you do not know, and getting high to levels that you cannot understand your actions.
Yeah.
So, back a few years back, when of course partying and everything before COVID,
Yeah,
a couple of friends of mine went out
yeah,
to happen, right?
yeah.
Now, when they get to this house party, it was at a random instance that they were invited to. Now, one of them is, I don't want to say local celebrity, but yeah, he's like a local celebrity within us.
Yeah.
He does music. Now, when they got there, they give the DJ a flash and they're like, hey, play for us this track. One of the songs of this local celebrity guy. And when the DJ starts playing the song, someone approaches the DJ and goes like, hey, man, we're listening to music that doesn't make sense. Remove it.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy approaches him and goes like, hey, come on, let's just listen to one song. He's like, hey, man, remove. Now this guy, meanwhile, is talking and he's holding a beer, a bottle of beer. And within that commotion of, hey, remove the song, and this one is like, let it just play for a minute. This one just got the bottle and hammered it on his head. So it was not something that was serious, but it caused someone to be injured. So most of these instances just happen like that.
Yeah, if
over
the-
something very small.
Now, if they are angry and they are boosted, there are those who lose control. Anything they are holding in their hand, trust me, they will hit you with it.
But that's because of the alcohol. That's why
The
you don't drink
influence
and
of
drive.
alcohol, but not everybody is influenced by alcohol. Actually,
Most.
yeah, most, but there are those. I have people who are not influenced by alcohol. There are those who alcohol treats bad. They can't handle their experience with it. You just take one bottle or two bottles, you start urinating in your trousers and all that. So you could imagine.
Well, this is the reason why they tell you do not drink and drive, because the moment you drink and you begin developing wings in your head, and you think even the car has wings. You think you can fly.
It becomes an aeroplane for
It,
you.
it becomes an aeroplane. You think you can fly the car. You'll end up in the barricade, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, just we be safe while we are at these events.
Yeah, just be
Otherwise,
curious.
we stand high chances of losing our lives. But Brenda, here what I'm reading also, in South Africa has secured 8.5 billion US dollars, which is equivalent to 6.2 billion pounds,
Yeah.
in funding to help the country stiff from coal energy. The deal, which will be financed by US, UK, France, Germany, and the EU, will invest in renewable energy and protecting coal workers and communities. Now, Brenda, you know here in Africa, in Uganda, we use coal, Jaco, Amanda.
Amanda, go.
Yeah. We
And
use,
I don't see it ending soon.
no, it's not ending soon. But also, for those of us who know coal is a fossil energy. Not sure if it's renewable or non-renewable.
It can also be.
But the coal is used in like steam trains and the sorts. So South Africa has gotten an investment that will help them transition from using coal into other sources of energy. Like I'm sure other sources of energy are like wind and
It's a good transition.
hydro. So yes, it's a good transition. This
And I
is
believe it preserves the environment and all that.
Uh-huh.
It's very good.
I was just going to say this is in relation to the ongoing CO 2022
Yeah,
Twe-
2026.
2026, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. 2026 climate summit that is going on in Glasgow, and these talks have been ongoing, and right now we are seeing dramatic changes. Actually, a report from the COP 2026 in regards to climate and Africa. It says at the COP 2026 climate change summit in Glasgow, some major agreements have been announced, but how will they impact the continent, which bears the brunt of climate change and global warming, this is Africa. We're talking about Africa. Earlier, 40 countries agreed to cut emission of methane, one of the major factors accelerating global warming. Now, this is good.
No, but I'm happy about this summit where it's going. They have developed a lot of measures, especially on the environment. As also yesterday we read a story about the Queen advising the leaders to live wisely, make rules that also benefit the young generation.
True.
Now, when you also talk about preserving the environment using coal energy, they also in the same summit, the leaders, more than 100 leaders, vowed to preserve the trees, not cutting them down, which is good.
I'm totally against cutting down trees.
Yeah.
Now, here in Uganda, you know about the malaria.
Yeah,
But one of these days, the malaria, we keep hearing it's being cut down, and these trees are what actually purify our air.
Actually, they say for some of these forests we are having here, when you go in
Deep.
up at the front, they give you the nice view, especially how you know it, like the face of a woman, like not until you go
Behind
down
the
or
makeup.
or you go down or you go inside what's within her. That is what is happening to our forest here.
That
Not
is
until
true.
you go in depth inside, that's when you will know what is
We should grow more trees instead of cutting them down. That is what I say. Because
if you cut one, then plant 10.
10. But
if
how many of us live by that virtue?
By the what?
By that virtue of cut one down and plant 10. It should be the other way around. Plant 10 when they grow up, then you can cut down one. Because most of us are very lazy. You be like, I'm going to plant the 10. It's no big deal. 2 years down the road, you have not done anything.
Prayer, what they want to do, like not following the rule and all that. So I believe this summit is good if leaders are vowing to keep this, to stop cutting down trees, then it's also good.
Yes.